Revelation 1813. From the 16th of February 1941. Call of God, guarantee of truth. It seems relatively difficult for a person to recognize what is right as long as he only wants to recognize the truth with his intellect. Whatever the human being does shall lead to the right success, then God must never be excluded. Therefore, a person cannot think correctly if he does not call upon God, as truth itself, for his support, for his grace. For even if he does not consciously hand himself over to evil forces, they will always exert their influence and can do so as long as they are not opposed by their will towards God and the desire for truth. Therefore, the human being who believes he can solve important spiritual problems without God will always be under the influence of evil forces whose goal it is to eliminate truth from the world, who want to underlay everything with lies and error, in order to block the path to God. The battle of evil against good is immense, and the battle can only lead to victory if God himself is called upon to help. Therefore, the truly searching human being will never be satisfied with the result of his intellectual research, for his soul senses that it has not yet found what is right and tries to explain the deficient state to him. For God will not leave an earnest seeker without help. Time and again he will try to make the truth accessible to him, only God's love must then also be recognized. The human being must also be willing to subject that to scrutiny which does not correspond to the previous train of thought. His will must not be so strong that he is not open to any instructions and believes to have completed his knowledge. And only intellectual thinking is never a guarantee for pure truth, but as long as this thinking is entrusted to God, as long as the human being consciously establishes the connection with God before solving spiritual questions, he can accept his now gained knowledge as truth with utmost conviction, for God as the eternal truth protects him from accepting error. Recognition will also be easy for him. What previously seemed incomprehensible to him will become comprehensible to him, and all doubt will also be displaced from his heart. He will now be convinced that he knows and no longer need to fear that he only suspects. And this inner certainty of standing in the truth will also let him stand up with full conviction for what he now recognizes as truth. Giving oneself unreservedly to God, that is, presenting everything to him which seems worth knowing to the human being and humbly asking for clarification, is the only guarantee for the pure truth. But the same spiritual result will never come about in any other way, for only God can distribute the pure truth, and he does so to those who faithfully entrust themselves to him and ask him for clarification. Amen.